So I've been slacking off on making videos. That's all right. Still walking, still getting my steps in. Let's talk today about Age of Legends. So that's the fourth book in the Legends of the First Empire by Michael J. Sullivan. And I finished the trilogy that started it. And then he even says in the author's note, he's like, yeah, the story wasn't complete. I needed to tell more. So I'm kicking through the second half of the 6-book series, the second trilogy. Finished Age of Legends. And he says in the author's note too, he's like, yeah, it kind of ends on a bit of a cliffhanger. I'm like, yeah, it does. Just like drops you off right in the middle of it was a natural break point, I feel. But at the same time, I'm like, I guess having a 1,000-page book probably doesn't go over well these days. So they break it up into 3 separate stories. Okay, fine. I'm actually most of the way through Age of Death too. But yeah, there's spoiler alert in the name, but you won't really get that until you read the 4th book. 4th book was all right. I mean, like, he's killed off a few characters that you're like, oh, I didn't want them to die. But there's also just, in general, like, other people that you kind of are like, I don't really like them. Like Zephron. He's a bit of a putz, isn't he? You do hear from Tesh what really happened. And so that's been building up for several parts of the series. There were foreshadowing of that for a long time. I mean, I think, was it the first book or the second book? One of the Book of Bryn things at the start of a chapter was like, if we knew what he would become, or something like, we never knew what he would become, we had no idea, something to that effect. And so I think it was the 4th book where that kind of really kicks off and they start talking more about Tesh. And then there's some other characters that you're like, oh, never really knew about them or didn't think much of them, like Tressa. And Tressa kind of becomes one of the big figures in book 4. Not so much book 5. Anyway, it's a good thing that I'm reading these after they're all done, because I don't have to wait in between novels. So I finished book 4 and I immediately picked up book 5, and it started right where book 4 left off. So the cliffhanger didn't matter. That's it. See you later.